I think I found our new thing we're going to work on today. You guys ever hear of a hover mower? Yep. Hey guys, how you doing today? Welcome back to Bucket's Garage. Glad you guys came back. Hey, don't forget, if you didn't do it yet, subscribe and like and share. That'd be great. It'll help this channel grow. Yeah. So anyway, guys, today's video is going to be on this hover lawnmower. You ever hear of a hover lawnmower? Not Back to the Future stuff, you know, Michael J. Fox and stuff. No. This one's a little different. Here, check this out. And here she is. She's a little rough, but it's an Allen hover mower. Of course, the A's missing. It's a little faded. You know, somebody had taken the carburetor off and was fiddling with that. Here's the air cleaner up there. Looks like that's part of the carburetor. Goes somewhere on there. This has got a vacuum pump for the fuel, because when you're on those hills, if you're on a steep hill, all that gas is going to go to the front. It's going to stall out or whatever. This will help you keep your fuel going. The little vacuum pump. Pretty neat. Other than that, we'll have to check the oil, see how the oil looks. And, oh yeah, looks like pretty good shape, that oil. But who knows how old it is. So we'll change that. I'm going to change this top. Of course, there's no stickers on it. It's plain, it's black. You guys remember the last video I did with that mower? We switched around that mower and put a yellow top on, took the red top off. Well, I saved it. Look at there. I'm going to make a batch. It says Honda and everything. I'll clean it up. Put this on there. Just kind of, I know it's not the best looking. I know it's faded. It looks ugly, but hey, at least it'll look kind of matching. I don't know why. Just, I'm going to have it off anyway, so why not? Of course, the first thing you got to do is we got to put wheels on it. Oh, wait. Wait. Oh, it's a hover mower. It doesn't need wheels. Yes. When it's running, it hovers. So, I think it's pretty cool. This is actually used on hills or wet spots. Really good for especially wet areas. This is what Terrell told me anyway on that. But these are pretty cool. And I actually have a ditch out here up by the road. It goes way down. Oh, little Mr. Sluggy boy. He even likes the hover mower. So, I think what I'm going to have to do is put a strap around it, because if we do get this running, I don't want it hovering off the table. That don't want to be good. But also, I'll show you why I ordered the blades. 3 brand new blades, guys, for this as well. If it runs. I can always change the motor, but who knows, maybe the propeller's bad. So let's give the thing a shot here. Alright. Before I tie this thing down, so it moves, we're going to get some of the chemical juice out of here. And see if this thing wants to chemicalize. Get the grass that screw into the... I don't know, guys. This thing's been out in the weather for a long time. Unfortunately. And not by my standards. Okay, I do have stuff outside, but this one's been outside somewhere else. Well, she's gonna run. Woo! Holy buckets! I had to grab onto that bad boy. How cool is that? Well, let's get this carburetor off. Let's see how bad it is on the inside and see where this actually hooked up to. Yeah. Okay, cool. So this here course, you know it's a 10 millimeter. I think I can leave that on for now. Well, I see that this here is just an air, something for air. I think it is. Yep. I'm not sure where that went to, but okay. I think I'm gonna have to take this off. So leave that bolt on there, and we'll take that one off right there, which will remove the whole mechanism. So I think the first thing I'll do is take off the choke. Take note how that goes on, guys, because you're going to want to know how that went on. So what I would do, this is kind of a neat little trick that you might want to do just in case you're forgetful like I am at times. Gotta find a paint marker that actually works here. You paint that in yellow, paint the top of your carburetor yellow. That way you know which way this went in. And my big old mitt is in the way, right? All right. Of course, you know, you can turn that, but your best off is to take off that rubber hose first. Wasn't on very well. Popped right off. Take this off. And then your spring. All right. So let's take a look in the inside of this carb. Curious minds want to know. Watch it be super clean inside. Nah, she's not. Pretty googie. And that's clogged in there. See that? Shiny? Oh, yeah. All right. We're going to have to clean this carb. Woo. So, guys, you know how to do that. In previous videos, you can check that out, too, by cleaning the carburetor. So, it's going to go ahead and work on getting this done. Be right back. You go back into reverse mode of what you took off. What I discovered here on this backside bracket, there's a tiny hole. There's a tiny little hole here, right here, for the carburetor, and that's what this is for, this line. This line is for your vacuum. You went inside of this thing, which actually come out, which I'll have to put back on. Let's see if we can get that thing back on there. Okay, so you guys know that this here, I'm gonna have to pick up another one. This one here is cracked. See right there? But that's what that hose was actually for. It's the vacuum to run your vacuum pump. And it goes on the very back side of your carburetor. So let me go find another one of those. We're just going to throw this all back together, and we'll see if it starts afterwards. All right, she's all back together. I even cut a little slot out here a little bit to give a little pressure off that hose. So it goes in here. I think that's the way it goes. I never had one before with that vacuum line. So we got that on. Carburetor's all back together. I had to replace this. This was broken. And I put a used one on. So that's ready to go. Of course, we got our red top on now. Look at that. Looks pretty. All right. Let's Give this thing a start. Let's see if it starts. I got it tied down. And it should start. It started with the chemical juice. All right, let's see what this thing does. Okay. Put your choke. This has got like a choke / off button. Of course, it could be flooded. Off. Okay. Doesn't seem to want to shut off very well, doesn't it? I have to look into that little thing. Now that it runs, it almost wants to come off the table. We are going to spider! Come on, little guy. Beat it. So now what we're going to do, we're going to check out these blades. Hopefully they're going to come off and not break a bolt. I'm not confident on that. That's been sitting down in the cold, damp grass for a long time. Now that we're on this side. Oof. Now, I've seen these on the internet where there was actually a metal blade on here, but these have these steel or plastic blades here, and they're shot. They're gone. Look at that. Look at the difference. And they're not moving. Yeah. And they hit the grass, the gravel a few times. Man, oh man. There's a close-up, guys. That's what I'm going to have to deal with right now. Yeah. Wish me luck. So, hey, good question. Yeah, I hear you. I can hear you out there. I hear you. Is it metric or standard? Well, guys, I already checked on my metric set, and it's a little too loose. So this is a 1/4 inch standard, and it does fit in there nicely. So, well, let's see. Whoa! Can you see that in frame? No way! How did that come off? It's not rusted. Dude! Wow! Here, let me zoom in. Can you see that? Wow. Well, we're putting anti-seize on that anyway, guys. I don't want that to be a problem again. So, this is there any numbers on here? No, not really. It just has 27-9035. So, I don't know if that would be an easier from that company there. I can't even pronounce the name. I guess I can open it down here. Here we go. Rip it out. Come on. Come on. Ooh, those are sharp. So, yeah. I'm going to clean that up just a little bit. Get that grass off there. Hang on. I'm just going to use a dab. You don't want to use a lot of this on there, from what I understand. Plus, it'll make your fingers, I got quite a bit on there anyway, so what? I don't think there's a upside or backside on these. Except for there is a little tiny weepy hole there, I see. Looks a little different. So I'm going to put them on the way these are. I guess that doesn't really matter. But I'm going to put the bigger side out. Tiny little weepy hole. And I'm sure, maybe not. I thought maybe they would be free-flowing around. You know, I thought these things would move. Okay. That's one. Guess I'm going to put it out like that. Let's put the rest of them on. Hopefully, we're going to have the same luck. That's probably what it was. Hair looser, just to, I don't think this has to be super tight either. Don't want to lose that either, because I don't think you can go to the hardware store and find one. So I'm going to take that back off and see if I can get that to work better so it ain't so pinned down. Let's see if that helps. Be right back. Alright, so I ground around the edge. On the edge here because it was all pinned down. Actually, if we could order new ones of those, that'd be great. I don't know if you still get them or not. I haven't looked. I'm just talking out loud right now. Still a little tight on this one. But I'm just going to leave it that way for now. That one's really loose. So either it's really worn or somewhat. So we're going to leave it at that. But these things are garbage. Wow. But I can mow my ditch now. But we're not going to go out to the ditch because it's too dangerous by the road. We can concentrate when we do that. We're going to just do the yard. So we'll flip this back over. We'll see what it does. By the way, I want to show you guys something. See that milkshake? Yeah, that's the oil that came out of there. So even though it looked good when I checked it before I ran it, there was water in there. So I'm going to have to change this oil twice. Get that water out of there. So, yeah. Maybe you can let that sit overnight. Drain it out. Check your oil, guys. Just because it's sat doesn't mean it's good. Listen to those frogs, man. They ruined my video. Nah, everybody kind of likes the frogs. But anyway, guys, here it is. We're going to break the silence. Well, not the silence. Camera girls, help it. It works. I see its little downfalls. You know, when it hits a little spot, it'll hit that little hole, lose compression, and just won't go nowhere. But it works. It runs. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm just gonna sell it. Holy buckets, I'm out of breath.
Need some exercise buckets.
I guess I need some exercise, don't I, huh? Camera
Yeah.
girl, man, you're right. Yeah. Hey guys, well, thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to like. Keanu Reeves. That's right, buddy. Subscribe. Oh yeah. Don't forget to share. Send it to a buddy. Show him, look at this goofy guy. Yeah, his name's Buckets. All right, guys, thanks again. Have yourself a great rest of your weekend. We'll see you guys next Sunday. Take care, guys.